Namaste and welcome to this video focusing on raising intelligent kids. By now we have produced 125 such videos. I hope that you and children in your family are watching some of these videos, and I urge you to encourage them to watch, and where necessary, please explain and elaborate to the children. I would like to mention the origin of my interest in this subject, which I think is perhaps the most important thing to do at this time, in this age, and in this global context. I gave it a title, Reform Education for a New World. Renew, R-E-N-E-W, Reform Education for a New World. For about 2 or 3 decades, I have contemplated on this subject, observed developments all over the world, studied in detail some of the good education models, generally in smaller countries, learned from their experience, their curriculum, policies, capability of teachers, their approach to teaching, and the overall philosophy behind the education system. And what I observed was that a large part of that has become obsolete in the changing world with new, unprecedented developments and issues which require an innovative, visionary approach to developing education systems. So with that in mind, I did a lot of research, spent many years, including long stays in Uttarakhand, in the Himalayas, often in very small and untouristic locations, to contemplate what I can contribute, what my role can be. Of course, I don't have the resources or power to undertake and implement those ideas, those plans, but at least I can work on the conceptual framework. And this is what the website of Raising Intelligent Kids, and in particular the title that I gave to the website, Reform Education for a New World. The website is www.renew1, renew1.org, as a non-profit organization. And over the years, myself and some of the volunteers, colleagues who have offered to help, and they are listed as advisors on the website, you can see that. So we came up with a conceptual framework, some details of the planning approach, step-by-step implementation, main areas of focus, and a brief comparative analysis of what we are proposing through Reform Education of a New World in comparison with the typical education system prevailing today in the world. that also you could look at, very interesting. You will also find there a list of about 150 good books on education, references about the Board of Advisors, and blog posts, reference to videos. So it's a quite resource-rich website that you may want to visit. I would also like to mention that one of the components of the Renew concept is a greater importance for arts, music, dance, painting, coloring, drawing. Those things are very important to harness the capability of the right brain of the materials in your skull. So, with that in mind, I had also launched about 40 years ago an arts, music, language, culture, education institution called India International School, Cultural and Spiritual Center, which is located in Virginia State in USA, serving the community's needs in these areas of special interest for children. So over the years, we must have gone through training for maybe 30, 40, 50,000 children. About 100 classes take place every week in classical music, folk and fusion music, all forms of classical dances, instruments, tabla, guitar, harmonium, violin, Hindi and other regional languages, yoga, meditation, as well as a series of workshops and seminars on topics of interest to the community. So, you may know your friends or relatives who are in Virginia State. You can refer to them, the website www.indiaschool.org www.indiaschool.org. Similarly, about 25 years ago, I was seriously practicing and teaching yoga. I still do to some extent. And I had a special interest in yoga therapy, how yoga can heal a variety of physical ailments, mental conditions, in addition to yoga for children, managers, athletes, dancers, musicians, yoga to handle stress, diabetes, and about 50 or 60 other ailments. It also has practice hints, a list of all the videos that we produced, and a description of the content and duration. So that may be an interesting website to explore, www.yogasystem.org. So all these resources that we are providing for free, I do not have any further resources to actually develop some of these programs for the school systems. I know some countries are making effort to innovate and upgrade the education system. I should mention that the vision for education reform is not for adding more work, for adding more courses, more curriculum, more teachers, but for reorienting, redesigning some of the components to fill the missing concepts, to add something new, make it more interesting for children so that they are enthusiastic about learning rather than going to school as work or burden. It should be a joy. Learning should be a joy. So, with this comments on the background for producing these videos for children, I appreciate your interest. I would certainly welcome anyone who would like to volunteer, who would like to contribute in some way, also any expertise in curriculum development, in translating the concept into practice, and how to approach the policymakers to explain the concepts in more detail and seek their consideration. So with these words, I end this video. Thank you for listening, and we'll certainly meet again and again.